amendment. And my purpose for speaking is something that I think Senator Coleman mentioned earlier, and that is that those of us who do not support the underlying bill couldn't fathom that doing nothing was an option. And this is to say that we're not for doing nothing. In fact, we are for doing something. All of us have been moved, have been touched by this horror that happened in Newtown and all that was revealed to us in the days that follow. And action is appropriate. Action with mental health. Action with hardening our schools. Even action in keeping guns out of the hands of felons, on ending straw purchases, on background checks. We need to do something. And this amendment, I think, is an appropriate something. Thank you, Madam President.
Followed by
Thank you, Senator
Leone,
Williams.
followed by Musto, followed by Ayala. Yeah. Senator Welch.
Thank you, Madam President. As I said in support of Senator Markley's amendment, there is no doubt that this tragedy has touched every person, every heart in this circle, in this room, in the stands there. Whether as a citizen watching the horror on TV that day, whether as a member of this government or a legislator on the ground there that day, whether as a part of a task force, and I do thank Senator Williams, Senator Looney, Senator McKinney for placing me on the mental health task force, where you could hear the testimony of the moms and dads, the brothers and sisters, the friends who lost their loved ones that day. No doubt it was moving. It was moving to me even the next day as I dropped my wife off to go into the bakery to pick up some cookies for an event we were going to listen to my 5-year-old girl, my 5-year-old daughter say, "Daddy, I hope they don't shoot her in that restaurant." It is moving. It motivated me. It motivated me to roll up my sleeves and be a part of a task force to make sure that a mad man could never commit a mass murder like this again. But the bill we have before us falls short of that. If that is our goal, this bill falls short. And it does so at the cost of losing liberty. Look, this country is all about freedom. It's all about liberty. Whether you believe it was divinely given to us, whether or not it was a natural progression of government over the years, whether or not it was our following a natural law, this country is about freedom. And with great freedom comes great responsibility. I think everybody here acknowledges that. Great responsibility. And I will be the first to concede that as citizens, as moms and dads, as neighbors, we have not lived up to that responsibility. But the irresponsibility of some ought not to mean the loss of liberty for others. Senator Kissel, I think, rightly noted on the fear of incrementalism. Fears shared by some in the circle, fears shared by people we represent out there. And no sooner did he express that fear than I think it was somewhat confirmed by the comments that Senator Meyer made, that there's more to be done here. And I think Senator Markley rightly noted that if this was the end, if this was all we were talking about, maybe there would be more consensus. But I think there's a general consensus that that is not all we are talking about. I think Senator Williams appropriately listed the horrible events that have taken place in this country over the years and identified a common theme of weapons, guns, used in those horrible events. But I see another common theme, and that is evil. That is evil men and women doing evil things, irrespective of what the modality is. And I don't see this bill, 1160, getting to the heart of evil. I don't see this bill convincing the mass murderer of Newtown that there's another way, that he could change. I don't see this bill accomplishing those goals. What I do see is I see us saying to one generation, it is okay to defend yourself in a certain manner. But to the next generation, in a world that continues to grow darker, that continues to become less safe, that continues to become scarier, it's not okay for you to defend yourself in that same manner. I do applaud those who put the process together, who work so hard to come up with some really good ideas. And 1160 does contain some really good ideas, things we ought to do, things we ought to execute on. But at the end of the day, weighing what this country is about, I cannot support it. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. Senator